Welcome to Overwatch. This time, we'll be talking about Winston.
Imagination is the essence of discovery.
In this video, we'll look into his equipment, abilities, and the playstyle Winston promotes. We'll also be talking about what being a tank can mean in a first-person shooter, and how Winston contrasts this to his contemporaries. Winston is a hero that looks weak on paper. With meager damage and an immobile deployable shield, Reinhardt sounds like the better deal. That is, until you factor in Winston's ability to constantly get where you don't want him to be, and trust me when I say that nobody wants a giant gorilla rumbling in their backline. To completely understand why, however, let's look at his abilities. Winston's weapon is the Tesla cannon. This deals damage in a short-range cone, updated recently to connect beams of lightning to targets hit for clarity, dealing consistent damage to any one hit. While low output, it can hit a number of people at any one time. This, combined with Winston's tankiness, means he will generally kill most people before they can kill him in a straight duel, although it will be very close with most assaults. The core part of Winston's kit is his jump pack. This allows Winston to leap across the map, dealing damage and slightly displacing enemies he lands on. This means that nowhere, and no one, is safe from the sudden appearance of a giant gorilla. Use his ability to disrupt with your very presence, soak damage, and leap to safety a few seconds later to heal up. A versatile toy in Winston's kit is his shield projector. This raises a large 1000 hit point shield in a dome. Enemies outside cannot shoot in, and enemies inside cannot shoot out. Note that if the projector is placed on a moving object, such as a payload, the shield will move with it. Combined with the jump jets, finding good places to drop this shouldn't be an issue. Placing it on top of turrets, or enemies in general, or just being between the enemy and your team, are all effective, as well as just placing it around allies. Finally, we have his ultimate, Primal Rage. A usually mild-mannered scientist goes ape, vastly increasing his hit points, increasing his speed, and enabling faster use of jump pack, all while swinging furiously with an empowered melee attack that knocks back. Note that this ability will set your health to 1000 even if you were injured before, as an instant heal. While this ability robs you of the albeit short-ranged attack Winston has, it does make Winston better at his job, disruption. At the time of this video's creation, Overwatch has 3 tanks: Reinhardt, Zarya, and Winston. All 3 want to do a similar job, absorb damage for the team and provide defense for the more vulnerable teammates. Reinhardt does this directly with his shield. Zarya singles at someone for a specific buff and becomes more threatening as that person takes damage, but Winston disrupts. I've made this statement in a few videos about Winston doing Winston things, so let me specify what those are. When Winston lands in the middle of your team, he can slowly start to grind everyone's hit points down thanks to his cone-based attack. He can also prevent you attacking others by raising his shields around you. This forces the team to deal with him or reposition dramatically. Ideally, Winston wants to leap in, tank down to a low health, ultimate up for a huge health boost and keep tanking, leaping out when he gets low. So while Reinhardt stands in front of you soaking shots, Winston leaps into the fray, forcing the enemy to deal with him or cede space. Unfortunately, this can backfire. Too often in the gameplay previews, we see Winston leaping in with no additional pressure from his team and doing the closest thing to feeding that can be done in Overwatch, a big target for people to get free ultimate charge on. So what separates a good Winston from a great Winston? Understanding your job. You're huge, loud, and difficult to remove. Act like it. Winston needs to be at the front, getting into people's faces and zapping them to death. Play too conservatively and you'll be better off with Reinhardt. You're good at managing abilities. Winston is low power until his abilities get into the mix. The shield projector can shut down a turret entirely or cut off angles of attack in clever ways. Timing and use of those abilities is going to have more impact for Winston than for a lot of other heroes. You've got good situational awareness. Winston needs to keep track of where his team is and where the enemy is. If an enemy Widowmaker is a killing machine, for example, maybe covering her scope with an angry ape is a good choice. If there's a tourbillon turret around the corner, is a shield better there or over your team? Track space and track people. And you like being a massive, hard to manage gorilla that can go insane at the drop of a hat. Or glasses, as the case may be. So, gorilla from the moon. Yep. The Horizon lunar colony was mankind's first foray into colonizing other worlds. To help test sustainability, a cadre of genetically enhanced gorillas was also brought on board, in an attempt to understand the effects of lunar habitation. One of these gorillas demonstrated rapid development from his gene therapy, quickly demonstrating profound intelligence. The scientist in residence, Dr. Harold Winston, decided to mentor the young gorilla, training him as an assistant and a student. This gorilla was enamored by tales of the blue sphere so near yet so far away, building an idyllic view of the world below. He was not, however, the only ape with boosted intellect. The others led a violent rebellion, breaking free and killing the scientists, claiming the colony as their own. In honor of his fallen mentor, the young gorilla took the name Winston and somehow built a rocket and then went to Earth. There he linked up with Overwatch, who soon found use for his optimism and genius, most notably in the saving of Tracer from her temporal dissociation. With Overwatch gone, Winston works tirelessly to rebuild it, hoping to keep his idealized view of mankind intact. I'd just like to mention there is a colony of moon gorillas in this world that are still unaccounted for. Winston serves as the heart of Overwatch. He's the Clark Kent of the setting, the optimist, filled with a vision of a bright world and good people. To him, Overwatch was a key part of protecting that and his best way of protecting that hope. It's no surprise that the Watchpoint Gibraltar map is devoted to him trying to get the band back together, or that this will be Winston's raison d'etre. This puts him in good stead with any former members, although he'll likely be seen as naive, especially by people like Soldier 76. But an optimist like him can serve as a balance against despair. Up next, let's have a look at the Winston gameplay preview. Thanks for watching to the end. I am but one channel amongst many, and I hope you learned a little about Winston. If I might have a moment of your time, the good people over at TGN are having a full 10th promotion over at their website, and if you're subbed to the channel, you have a shot at getting some Overwatch merch and some Battle.net gift cards. More information in the description, or just click the annotation on the screen to go to their site to find out more. Otherwise, feel free to comment on anything in the video, or if you've had a chance to play as Winston at an event, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Toodles!